The ocean supports many human activities, including existing sectors such as fisheries, shipping, tourism and coastal development. Technology and innovation are opening new opportunities in areas such as marine energy, aquaculture, seabed mining and marine biotechnology. In this module, we explore the different types of marine activities, including those which are most important in the Caribbean. Human activities at sea fall under the following themes. Firstly, harvesting and trade of marine living resources. This includes commercial fisheries, farming of fish, shellfish or seaweed species, aquaculture, and increasing interest in blue biotechnology, using marine compounds for pharmaceuticals and cosmetics. A second theme is the extraction and use of marine non-living resources, and which are non-renewable. This includes oil and gas exploration and production, seabed mining for minerals, sand extraction for construction, as well as desalination of seawater. Thirdly, there is the generation of renewable energy from renewable, non-exhaustible resources, i.e. use of wind, wave and tidal energy to generate electricity. Commerce and trade represents another type of activity and includes shipping and marine transport activities. This also includes ports and related services and infrastructure which supports the transportation industry. Lastly, a variety of activities comprise the tourism sector, including coastal and marine activities, as well as cruise shipping. We'll now look at these themes of human activity in more detail in the Caribbean context. Living resources that become catch for the region's fishing fleets include the spiny lobster, the queen conch, shrimps, reef fish, deep slope and bank fish, coastal large pelagic species such as king mackerel and offshore large pelagic species such as yellowfin tuna. Commercial fisheries are a significant contributor to the GDP of Caribbean nations, directly employing around 64,000 people and up to around 180,000 people if we include associated industries such as fish processing, boat construction and net repairs. Fishing also plays a central social and cultural role in many island and coastal communities, where it is often a critical source of food and income.
Well, most of the population, if not 99.9%, eat fish, and fish is a very popular source of protein for Vincentian population, and also for our female fisher folk. A number of them have been working in the industry, and they have been providing a source of income for their families. A number of them have been sending their children to schools and university from working in the fisheries sector as fish vendors. They are also involved in the management of the catch when it's landed. They use their marketing skills to market to other persons who may buy from them.
The largest fish producing countries in the Caribbean are Guyana, Suriname, the Bahamas and Trinidad and Tobago. Marine fishes account for about 53% of all the produced species in the Caribbean, while shrimp accounts for 20%, conch 10%, lobster 8% and tuna and bonito 6%. Fisheries production varies with factors such as weather, fuel prices and consumer demand. In 2017, the Western Central Atlantic Fisheries Commission estimated that 54% of species in the Caribbean region were considered overfished or over to fully fished due to unsustainable fishing activity and overfishing of coastal fisheries. Because of this, the economic contribution of the sector has declined. The industry is also vulnerable to climate change, which is affecting the abundance and distribution of target species such as tuna, as well as increasing costs and fishing effort due to intensified storms. Globally, aquaculture is the fastest growing sector of food production, with an average annual growth rate of 6 to 8%. It has a key role to play in addressing food and nutrition security, sustainable economic development, marine resource management, and health issues in Caribbean countries. So far, aquaculture only accounts for around 5% of total fish production in the region. Most is freshwater and produced onshore using non-native species such as tilapia, with Belize, Guyana and Jamaica being the main producers. Marine aquaculture places less demand on land and water resources and is a focus of future development in a blue economy. Through farming of shellfish, fish and other products such as seaweed, marine aquaculture could reduce fish imports and improve food security in the region. There are currently no offshore or coastal oil and gas exploration or production activities underway in the OECS. However, there is great interest in the region, with significant reserves of oil and gas in waters under the jurisdiction of Venezuela, Colombia, and Trinidad and Tobago. A number of countries in the region, including the Bahamas and Barbados, are exploring for oil. So far, there is little evidence that the Caribbean seabed has significant deposits of valuable minerals that could be commercially mined. There is therefore limited subsea mining going on in the region, although exploratory activities are underway in Grenada to map potential resource around Kikumjeni, an undersea volcano. Sand is an important raw material for construction, including buildings, roads, and other infrastructure. The expansion of the tourism industry and demand for hotels and coastal development has led to high levels of sand extraction. However, the scale of activity, including illegal sand extraction, is a concern, as it can accelerate erosion and degrade or destroy coastal vegetation, leading to loss of beaches and shoreline protection. In 2008, the 400 metres of white sand making up the beach at Coral Springs in Jamaica's northern parish of Trelawney was found missing. It was estimated that this half-a-hectare beach made up 500 truckloads that were illegally removed. Renewable energy is essential to combat climate change and is of interest to island nations to reduce their dependence on imported oil. Offshore wind is the most advanced renewable energy technology, and its contribution to global electricity supply is rapidly increasing. Abundant wind resources exist in the Caribbean, but the offshore wind power industry in the region is so far not established. This is partly due to the cost of installation and more cost-effective renewable energy technology, such as solar panels. Extraction of energy from wave and tides is also advancing, particularly in Europe, Canada and Japan, but is at an earlier stage than offshore wind. There are challenges in developing commercial-scale wave or tidal energy parks in the Caribbean, particularly access to finance and the human and technical capacity on the islands to build, install and maintain the devices. Renewable energy projects also rely on effective onshore grid for transmission, which is often unavailable in nations comprised of many islands and costly to install. Interest is growing in making use of marine renewable energy in the Caribbean, and we may see developments in this industry over time as part of the transition to the blue economy. The Caribbean region is located at the crossroads of east-west and north-south maritime routes, which supports a thriving marine transport industry, particularly as a transshipment hub requiring extensive port operations and associated industries. Jamaica's Kingston Container Terminal and Bahamas Freeport are both global hub port terminals, serviced by global container lines connecting 3 or more continents. Kingston Wharfs Jamaica and Point Lisas in Port of Spain, Trinidad are leaders of the regional hub ports, serving as gateways to the eastern and southern Caribbean and the Caribbean rim of South America, connecting it to North, Central and South America, the Far East and Europe. The volume of transportation has increased since the widening of the Panama Canal in 2016. Shipping also includes the transportation of passengers in ferries and the cruise tourism industry. The cruise industry has been the fastest growing marine-based tourism activity in the region. The Caribbean's cruise industry accounts for 50% of the global cruise market share of vessel calls and passengers. In 2017, 29.3 million cruise passengers ported in the region, a 75% increase over 2006. While a growth centre, the economic returns from cruise tourism is relatively small since visitors live and eat on board the vessel. Cruise passengers stay on the islands for a short time and spend on average 94% less than a stay-over visitor. In addition to cruise tourism, Caribbean tourism attracts approximately 22.7 million stay-over visitors annually for sun, sand and sea experiences. Most Caribbean islands are dependent on tourism, and it is the largest employer in the region. The main activities include coastal recreation, such as swimming, surfing and sunbathing, as well as maritime activities such as boating, yachting and nautical sports. Visiting tourists also require a range of other services and infrastructure, including restaurants, hotels, shops and transport, which adds value to the local economy. Activities are expanding to include sport fishing and deep-sea fishing, as well as increases in snorkeling, scuba diving and yachting. Many Caribbean countries have also invested in diversifying their tourism activities, including ecotourism, such as in Belize and Dominica, and education tourism, such as in Grenada and St Kitts and Nevis. In Grenada, tourism is being combined with marine protected areas by installing underwater sculptures.
We are exploring the possibility of having a yacht mooring component in the marine reserve, because yacht mooring will certainly, bring economic movement into the community. It will create the avenue for the people involved in bed and lodge. It will create economic movement for the people in the restaurants, in business. It will create economic people in laundry. Will get employed. Vendors will also make some money, and even the people who are the young men by the bay can get an opportunity to make a living if we get into this component of yacht mooring. So we are looking at that for the marine reserve. Also,
in this module, we looked at the human activities which sustain the blue economy of the OECS, such as fisheries, shipping, tourism, and coastal development. We also explored how technology and innovation are opening new opportunities in areas such as marine energy, aquaculture, seabed mining, and marine biotechnology. In Module 4, we look at the threats to the health of marine ecosystems and the communities which depend on the sea.